Okay, so the next knot then is it's a bowline on yourself, but you're going to create it with one hand. So all the other bowlines you've created using your two hands. So I'm simulating that I'm hanging off a rock or a cliff or a boat or a ring buoy or something like that, and you're after throwing the line from the boat or the shore in for me to tie around myself. So instead of me holding on to this here and you pulling me in, I won't be able to hold on to it. I'll probably let go of it because say there's a strong flow or whatever. Say the flow is down this way here and I'm stuck in a current or a tide or a rip or a wind, whatever. I'm holding on to the rock. So I'm in the water, so say you throw the line in, say it lands on me like so, or it floats over me, I grab it, throw it over myself, like so. It's underneath one of my armpits, so I need to get it underneath the other armpit. Bear in mind, I'm below the surface, or the surface of the water is here on me, so I can anchor my other hand off, get this underneath my armpit, go back, holding on to the rock or whatever it is. So this is my line, and now I'm going to create a bowline just using one hand. So across the line that you sent out to me, I'll bring my hand up through towards my body, and then I'll pass it essentially around the bottom, then I'll pull it up and over, and then I need to pull it back out through the hole that I've created. So you might need to pull yourself up on the rock a bit. So pulling it up out through that hole that I've created, and then once the weight comes on it, that's essentially a bowline knot, and I have it around my arm. So I can now let go of my rock on my ankle point and get hauled to safety or whatever. So it's a single-handed knot. I'll show you again. It's actually not too bad. It's actually easier to do in the water than it is not in the water, because this is all obviously floating, and if you're in a tide, that'll run down with the tide or run with the current, so it'll run straight and you can just like turn yourself into it or whatever. So say again, I'll just show you. So I've managed to get it around my body like so, around my two armpits, one hand, across the main line over the top. This area here that you've created, that's what you're going to come back up through. So hand up through, and then with your end you're going to go underneath, bring it over with your thumb, and then pull your hand out through that. It's a bit catchy, but you can do it easier when it's wet, as I said. So pull it out back through that loop, and once the weight comes on it, that's essentially your bowline. So you can see on the knot you have your horseshoe shape again, and you can let go of everything you want and just be rescued there. So it's a self-rescue if you've one hand trapped or one hand using yourself to hold on to something. So it's good to be able to tie a bowline with one hand.